My name is Lauren Gabby, and I am presenting on the complexities of Aldous Huxley and Brave New World. My thesis is that Aldous Huxley's personal viewpoints directly affected how he wrote Brave New World and his dystopian ideals within the novel. So Aldous Huxley was born in 1894 to an upper-class family, our upper-middle-class family. They were very educated. He received the best education that he possibly could. His mother even went so far as to make an all-girls school out of their home. So he learned at a private school with other women who were very well educated. At the age of 16, Huxley suffered an attack of keratitis punctata, which then he was blind for 18 months. And this directly affected how he lived his life afterwards. He had a very hard time seeing after that, and he had to have very special glasses made. They were very expensive, and his family could afford it, even though they were upper class. In the 1930s, he moved to Cincinnati and wrote Brave New World, which is also the time that he started using LSD a lot, and then he had an interest in Hindu philosophy. He started to look towards himself as a guru of the Hindu faith, and he would see God by using LSD. Like he would just use it in a religious sense, but then he ended up getting very, very addicted. He died in LA on November 22nd, 1963. Brave New World, which is the novel that I'm focusing on, is a dark vision of a highly technological society of the future. The citizens worship Henry Ford because he invented the highly efficient assembly line, which is also how they make children and babies out of test tubes, and that is how the case system is ingrained into their minds and bodies. You can see that the case systems are alpha, beta, gamma, and epsilon, each coming with their own degree of intelligence, what they do, where they work, how they interact, what they wear even. It's ingrained at a young age through sleep, teaching. It's very, like throughout the novel, you see that the case system is highly used. And then soma is a drug that the government uses for peacekeeping and for placating the citizens. Birth is very odd. They go through a kind of like an escalator system, and at certain stages, the embryo is given certain things. So epsilons are given alcohol at a certain week. That way they can't be as intelligent as the alphas. The alphas are given only the best, and gammas are not given light, so they're kept in darkness for most of the time that they're in the test tubes. And this has a direct effect on how they are as adults. And I will be focusing on chapter 16 of our Cambridge book, Utopias and Anti-Utopias, because that is what Brave New World is. So in this chapter, it's stated that utopias and anti-utopias were created by Sir Thomas More in 1516, but modern sci-fi has mutated away from classic utopia and only offers tantalizing fragments of the utopia tradition. Utopias and anti-utopias normally line up with the author's viewpoints. So Sir Thomas More was a Catholic, so he wrote about a Catholic utopia. That's just kind of how it works. In utopias, there is no conflict. However, in an anti-utopia, they use that to create conflict. Just like in Brave New World, there is technically no conflict within the society. It's a conflict within the caste, or a conflict within people who don't adhere by the case system, like people outside of their own society. Utopias eliminate money and property, and private property, which gets rid of greed and other bad human traits. And within a utopia, the characterization is basic at best. And in my conclusion, I just state that his life and his beliefs have really heavily influenced and Brave New World, and he created a very biased novel. And that's supposed to be my citation page, but it never was.
I have one question. What do you mean by characterization is basic at best? Do you mean the characters in the story, or do you mean he doesn't go into great detail about?
It's mostly just like the characters in the book, but normally it's not very heavily detailed about certain things. It's
Okay.
just mentioned.
Okay. Thank you.